Straight back. The cameras are facing that way. Okay, hey, no.
Amongst the sea of fans is a person whose eyes never leave the field. He can't afford to miss a single moment, not because he's a devoted fan, but because it's his job. With the camera to his face, Atlanta United FC team photographer Mitchell Martin is poised, ready to capture those split-second moments that bring Atlanta's passion for soccer to life. But his journey with Atlanta United began in a far quieter era than the stadium's usual roar. Fresh out of college, Martin stepped into the part-time role during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. The stadium was nearly empty, and, as a photographer, he faced unusual challenges.
Like when I first started in 2021, we had the tier system and stuff with the stands, and I wasn't able to go on the field, and I wasn't able to get a more fully involved.
Now, working full-time, while his approach to the craft hasn't changed much, Martin does work with a few more departments than he did before, being more integrated with the club as the staff photographer.
A lot of departments come to me for stuff, I'm working with social and marketing and CR and corporate partnerships and all these different groups, so there's a lot of integration of they're asking me for photos, I'm navigating everything that they need me to provide for them and stuff and making sure that I get it in a timely manner. That's kind of the way it is in sports, is things are moving quickly, moving fast, so definitely have to have the very fast Ethernet lines, fast speed of things. And when I'm on the road, it's the same type of thing. I've got a hotspot transmitter that I'm using to send photos to an editor that's live editing and everything, so try to keep it very fast and efficient, and having an editor there that the whole relationship with the editor is important, because a lot of it is understanding, this is how I shot it, but then I also need you to edit it this way, so then that when it gets to social, it's how I want it to look like.
All shots are carefully calculated, but that's not where his job ends. Just like the sport soccer, his images are a team effort. Martin works closely with editors and social media coordinators on a match day to ensure that every photo tells the story exactly as it should.
A big part of what I do is relational and very relationship based, so it's if the players trust me and the players know me for someone who wants to make them look good and tell their story and make them not look like robots, then it's that's something that you build and you work with and you work on. And same with other departments, you build relationships so people trust you and you know what they need, how you can do what they need in the most effective way, efficient way, that kind of things.
With Mercedes-Benz Stadium being back to its best, the way Martin shoots photos has evolved. Martin is always thinking about which positions could work best for him and how he can help capture the story that is unfolding in front of him.
For me, when it comes to imagery, and especially sports imagery, is I don't want to feel either the emotion of the moment, or I also want to try to hear the photo. So I think for me, it's I want to either hear the quietness of a moment with a player in their head, or they're doing something that's personal to them, or you want to be able to kind of see the emotion of an excitement of a goal celebration, that kind of stuff. So I think it's always important. I always think about the player's face, right, and what they're doing, right. I always think about the backgrounds, and is the background distracting? Is the background going to be telling the story of what's happening? Is it going to provide context of the season or the moment you're in, right? Or you want to try and find elements of a time and a place. So you want to try and find the players that he's playing with, or the teammates that are on, right, or I don't know, trying to tell the grit or what they're working on, right? If there's any type of frustration or that kind of stuff, that kind of stuff's what I want to see, right?
Collaboration is key, and through these relationships, Martin ensures that each shot reflects not only the action on the field, but also the energy of the fans who fill the stadium week after week. As he's learned through his own journey, it takes a lot of dedication and plenty of trial and error to build a career in sports photography. His advice to those who aspire to be in the same profession as him is simple: shoot as much as you can.
I think for me, one thing that really helped me starting off was, I think it's two parts. One is, shooting a lot. I think trying to find opportunities that might not be pro sports and using that as a way to, develop your portfolio and stuff too. Because a lot of times, if we're looking for freelance photographers to help us and stuff too, we want to know that you're reliable, you've shot things and you shot a lot of different events, a lot of variety and stuff. You've shot, a lot of different scenarios at night, in the daytime, that kind of thing. And then also too, it's if you go and shoot high school sports, you're gonna have a lot more access than you will with us. Yep. So if you're able to make creative imagery with that, when you have a lot of access and stuff too, then it's gonna be a lot easier. I think it's don't be so hard set on, I need to shoot pro sports off the bat. If you can find a high school that gives you full access, that's gonna be a great space for you to build your portfolio and that kind of thing. Also too, it's obviously now with a lot more attention coming to MLS with Messi and a lot of these other big talents and stuff too, I think it's more important ever now that, we're documenting the process, right? It's try to find stories that are close to you, right? And try to find things that are in your wheelhouse and things that things that you can not take advantage of, but at least you can, have the opportunity for, right?
As Atlanta United continues to make memories on the pitch, Martin ensures those memories are captured, preserved, and shared. Each match is a story, and through his work, he lets fans relive the thrill, the passion, and pride of every match in Atlanta, long after the final whistle has blown.